Good morning, everyone. We're so glad to see you this morning. We're glad that you're tuning in. This is the second episode of Ops for Vets for 2025. Let's give additional attendees maybe another minute to log in and join us, and then we're going to get started. Anybody came with the intent to learn how to make some money for 2025? I see you. I see you. Feel free to introduce yourselves at the YouTube. Go ahead and put your name and the name of your company. You never know, you may find someone that you can network with and possibly collaborate with today. Of course, we'd love to hear all about that. Okay. I think everybody's logged on and we leave space for new people to join us. Welcome. Welcome to episode number 2 of Ops for Vets. I am Tracey Lawrence and I get the honor and the privilege to be your host for today. Woo! I own my own small business. It's called Heis Surety and Insurance Services. Heis actually rhymes with nice, and we specialize in doing surety bonds for construction contractors that pursue government work. So this is my space. I am looking forward to being of use or service to those that are attending. And if you know someone that might need bonds, I hope you remember me. So let's get with it. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. It's Jon Gaskell. Hi, Jon.
Hi, pleasure to be here.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. Jon is a business outreach liaison with the California Department of General Services, Office of Small Business and DVBE Services. Now, to those of us that are logged into this webinar, that sounds like music to our ears, Jon. So we are glad that you're here. He brings 10 years of experience in state service, and he is here to support certified businesses as we navigate the systems here in California so that we can grow our businesses, find opportunities, and maximize the fact that he's here with us today. He will help us by covering everything in from eProcure profiles, how to use the FIS system, how to find procurement history information, and then he's going to be kind enough to answer some questions. So feel free to put your questions in the chat. We have someone, Daniel will be there looking out for your questions to make sure we try to get as many of them in as we can. And now, Jon Gaskell, welcome to Ops for Vets. Take it away, sir.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to talk to you today about the next steps in state contracting with the I'm Certified, Now What presentation. So, as Tracy just said, my name is Jon Gaskell, and I'm a business outreach liaison with the California Department of General Services, specifically the Office of Small Business and DVBE Services. My office aims to get as many small businesses certified, engaged, and successful in state contracting as possible. And to that end, I want to point out here that my contact information is on the screen. So everybody can keep that. You can reach out anytime. It's an open door policy. I can take your questions to other parts of our office and always here be of service. Later on, I'll be showing the one-on-one consultation QR code, so you could use that as well. Just stay in touch with my office. Okay, so today we're going to cover the following 8 topics in the presentation. We encourage everyone to ask questions as this is ongoing. I'm going to pause about halfway through the presentation to see if there are any questions, and then take some questions at the end as well. So today we're covering Cal eProcure profiles, keywords in UNSPSCs, contract opportunities, researching past purchases, SB DVBE advocates, reciprocity partners, emergency contracting, and commercially useful function. So we'll start with Cal eProcure profiles. Now, your Cal eProcure profile is similar to the profiles that you maintain with lots of organizations, be they personal or professional. The information you have on your profile generally consists of contact information about you and your business in the case of Cal eProcure. There's basic information like phone number, email, mailing address, website, and physical address. You also have information on your profile that describes what you do, essentially what products or services that you're going to sell to the state of California. And these generally take the form of keywords and those UNSPSC codes. Now, keywords and UNSPSCs are one of the most significant part of your profile when it comes to getting those contract opportunities. And they're the most common place where people make mistakes. So, keywords and United Nations Standard Product and Services Codes, UNSPSCs, describe goods and services your business provides. They allow buyers to find your business. They can be used to receive Cal eProcure system notifications, and they can be edited at any time. So keywords describe goods and services. Again, they allow buyers to find your business, and the business, you choose the keywords that are listed on your profile. There isn't a predetermined list or a combination of keywords that apply to similar businesses. So consider if you're, say, a general contractor. Well, this can mean many things, and often different general contractors, they aren't the same in what they do, what they produce, what services they offer. So just remember that no two businesses are entirely alike. So here are a few tips to help you succeed in picking those right keywords. So use individual words rather than sentences. Use singular and plural words. Use common words and technical jargon. Use broad words and specific words. Use synonyms, like consider you could be called garbage, trash, waste, things like that. You can also use multi-word keywords as appropriate, like information technology. A good practice is to see what your competitors have as keywords and sort of emulate what they're doing. Just see what people in your business space have done already. Now, UNSPSC, which stands again for United Nations Standard Products and Services Code, this is an 8-digit number and a written description. It identifies a good or service, but not an industry. For example, a manufacturer might produce one product under a particular code and another product under a different code. Similarly, a consulting firm might offer different services defined by different codes. So these codes allow buyers, again, to find your business, and they allow you to get those critical notifications from Cal eProcure. Now, each code is part of a hierarchy with 4 levels. The higher the level, the more zeros the code has at the end of it, and the description is broader. The first level has the broadest category of paper materials and products, with a code that only has the first 2 digits specified. Level 4 has all the digits specified and a very specific description. We recommend you select all codes that accurately describe the goods and services you can provide. Remember, these codes allow buyers to find your business, and they dictate the notifications you get from Cal eProcure. Okay. Now we'll talk about using UNSPSC codes with your different profiles. So in your bidder profile is information that is not publicly displayed. The codes you list here result in the Cal eProcure system-generated notifications for solicitations. Note here, you can add codes here that are aspirational, things you might want to look into, places you want to do some research and opportunities. Maybe these are not things that you can do right now, but things that you're looking into. The bidder profile is the place to put those UNSPSC codes. Now, the certification profile, on the other hand, that's publicly displayed. Buyers throughout the state can see this, as can anyone who visits Cal eProcure. This is used by buyers to find businesses to solicit bids from, and they must be accurate to what your business currently does. This should not be aspirational. So you use these codes in two ways to enable you to find buyers. First is in your registration profile to receive notifications from Cal eProcure about those bid notifications. And the second is your certification profile. So how do you choose the right UNSPSC codes? To find the right codes, you need to follow a few steps. You may have already gone through a similar process if you've registered. First, search for codes that describe the products and services you sell based on their descriptions or keywords. When you found a few codes that work for you, look at the hierarchy to find other potentially relevant codes. You can look on the DGS website for commonly used codes grouped by general use, or you can use the custom UNSPSC search dashboard. Lastly, and just like before with the keywords, you can look at the public profiles of your competitors to see what codes they use. All right, now I'll demonstrate how to update UNSPSCs and keywords in your registration bidder private account. I'm going to assume here that you've all registered and are certified. So you'll log in to your account, which will take you to your work center. On your work center, click the Manage Notification Profile button to update your registration profile. Make sure you've selected Yes to receive subcontracting notifications. You'll see a question here on receiving SB and DVBE subcontractor bid solicitations. I'm assuming this would be a yes for everyone. Initially, you'll want to have access to as much information so as to know what opportunities may be available to you. So again, select yes here. Also, make sure you select yes to receive CSCR bidding opportunity notifications. Now, the CSCR is the California State Contracts Register. On the left, you can add the email addresses you want notifications to go to. On the right, you can add service areas you want to receive notifications about. So let's say you serve Southern California. You might not be interested in those opportunities in, say, the Bay Area. So then you search for UNSPSCs. We recommend searching by UNSPSC description. Type in words that match the products and services you sell to find the relevant codes. In this example, we search with the word paper, and you can see the relevant codes listed here. Check the box of the codes you want to add, scroll down and click the Add button. Remember, you'll need to save the page before leaving the page. So then those codes will appear on the right. You can always delete the codes that you do not want. Now we'll cover how to update UNSPSCs and keywords in the certification profile. Go back to the Work Center and click Manage Certification in one of these two spots displayed. click Amend Application. Your certification application will open, but don't worry, we're not going to be reapplying or anything like this. We just need to navigate to where we manage the keywords and codes, which is the Other tab at the top here. Now, we can't click and jump to that section, so we need to scroll down and click Save and Continue until we get to the other section. On the left side, you can review the service areas your business serves. Again, make sure this is accurate to the areas you're actually able to serve. On the right is where you manage your keywords. Enter your keywords here, one at a time. You can see how we have done that here. Click the plus to add more rows and click the red X to delete a keyword. Scroll down to the section on UNSPSCs. Here, you can add and delete UNSPSCs. Click Add UNSPSC Classification. So you can search by description, the same way we did in the registration section. And again, we search for paper and have selected 2 codes to add here. You scroll down to the bottom and select Save. These codes will now appear on your list, and you can always click the red X to delete a particular code. All right, now I'd like to take a moment to talk about supplier diversity information. So in 2022, the Department of General Services began collecting voluntary diversity data information from certified businesses that are currently registered and with new businesses within their Cal eProcure profile. So collecting voluntary diversity data is part of California's commitment to diversity, getting as many businesses involved in state procurement as possible. We recommend all businesses, when registering with the state, complete the diversity data. This diversity data enables the evaluation of the effectiveness of the state's existing outreach programs and provides a better understanding of where targeted outreach efforts need to be established. The goal is to ensure California's supplier base is reflective of the diversity of our state. This information is entirely voluntary, and you can change and remove the data at any time directly in your profile on Cal eProcure. This information does not grant a contracting preference and does not affect your contracting efforts or opportunities. The information is publicly displayed on your certification profile if you get certified. More information about voluntary diversity data can be found on the statewide Supplier Diversity Program website, which is linked at the bottom here. So you would go back to your work center and click Manage Diversity Information. Enter or update your supplier diversity information here. All right, so we are about halfway through with this presentation. So I would just like to check if there are any questions that have come in.
Well, Jon, we do have one question so far. The question is, are there any specific keywords or UNSPSC codes that seem to be more effective in the veteran business owner space?
You would want, a good way is to add as many as possible, as many as accurately describe your business, specific, broad. Just think of all the ways, if you were seeking out your business and perhaps you didn't know as much about your business as you do, what are all the ways, all the different approaches someone would use to find your business normally? Consider that, use all of those. Now, every business is different, be it veteran owned, small business, no matter who owns it. The one thing all these businesses have in common is they're unique. So just think about those things, think about the specific services, include all of those, be as thorough as possible, do your research, and you should have success.
Excellent. Thank you for that answer. And
Yeah.
then one thing I'd like to ask you to revisit to clear it up for us. You mentioned that there are two profiles. You have our bidder profile and our certification profile. Can you just touch that one more time for us, please?
Yeah. So the difference between these two profiles is one, essentially, you can get notifications and everything, but it's not publicly displayed. So you would use that one, the bidder profile, to look into opportunities that are perhaps aspirational. Maybe your business isn't prepared to do this specific service yet, but you want to know what's out there, what kind of opportunities can be found in that space. That's where you would use those codes, those keywords. But the searchable public profile, you want to be specific to what you can do right now. That would be less aspirational and more just the nuts and bolts of what your business can provide at the moment.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a minute just to remind all of our viewers to send us your questions in the chat. This is our moment where we get to hear from a DGS, from a outreach professional. Don't be shy. Put your questions there, and at the next opportunity, I'll do my best to get them in. Thank you, Jon. And 1 second, I want to just say hello to a couple people that are logged on. Hi, Rudy Bazan. Hi, Markeisha Harris. Thank you for joining us. Jon, carry on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody who's joining us. All right. So next up, we're going to talk a little bit more actually about that research that I had touched on earlier. So the California State Contracts Register, CSCR, this is on Cal eProcure. This is how you can look at public competitive bidding, post advertisements. So companies are always evolving as demand and market conditions change. It's important that you maintain your profile with the most up-to-date and accurate information describing your business and the products and or services you sell. This way, you can be more assured that buyers can find you and you'll be knowledgeable of solicitations. Good way is to just keep on top of the CSCR, California State Contracts Register. So you would first log in to your account. For search purposes, you'll see the word event, which refers to a specific solicitation. You can search by event name, which is a simple description of the solicitation, or by the department. Or you could set up an advanced search. Let's look at that advanced search function. For search, you'll see the word event, which again refers to a solicitation. You can search by event name, which is a simple description of the solicitation, or by the department. Or, you can use that advanced search function right here. As you can see here, you can search by specific dates, UNSPSC codes, service areas, or by specific licenses. This is a list of search results. These are solicitations being advertised. On the details page, you can see a lot of information here. You have department name. This is the department conducting the procurement. Event end date. This is the date and time all bid responses must be received. Anything late will not be considered. The contact information lists who's in charge and responsible for this procurement. If you have questions about specific bid solicitation, they are the person to ask. It's best to email this individual. Click View Event Package to view contract documents, which can include statement of work, bid submission instructions, requirements, expectations, and other documents. There's occasionally a checklist that goes along with this. There may also be a pre-bid conference, which is listed below the contact information. It might indicate that this is mandatory to attend. Whether it is or not, it is a good idea and it's beneficial to attend. Questions posed and answers from the conference are published here with the event package. You'll need to read everything in the event package carefully, as details do matter. You can also post an advertisement to market your company. This is free and will allow you to potentially reach prime contractors who may be searching for specialty that you provide, or they may be looking to work with a small business. Sometimes solicitations may require that a small business must be used. So you can also see current ads posted that you can view. Here is where you make your advertisement. Now, in the advertisement, you'll want to give a specific and explicit title and provide a response deadline. In the written description, include your certification number. Select if you're a prime looking for a subcontractor or a subcontractor looking for a prime contractor. So you're given 2,000 characters, not words. Once you start typing, the counter will decrease to 0. So you want to be succinct but descriptive in this space. All right, now we'll talk about researching past purchasing. And this is a great way to get an idea of what has been bought and what buyers are looking at, what departments are doing historically. This is the State Contract and Procurement Registration System. Thankfully, we don't have to say all that. I'll just be referring to it as skippers for the rest of the presentation here. All right, like I said, skippers is a database of past state purchases. In this section, we'll cover how to research those past state purchases and how to use this for that critical market research. You can learn what different departments buy, when they buy it, and like you may have a seasonal product to sell. This is a great way to look into those opportunities. And you can see how departments make those purchases. There are different contract methods that a department might use. So this is all great information, critical information to have if you want to have success in state contracting. So to get there, first go to Find Public Procurement Information. Then click the link to Skippers, State Contracting Procurement Registration System. This is going to take you to the Skippers database. Now, this is a database of past purchases. You can search a variety of parameters and filters. Most often, you can search by description, using words to describe the products and services that you sell. As you can see, for this example, we use the word construction. You'll get a long list of results laid out like a spreadsheet. And here I'll just note, you'll get a lot of results. Even if you use the word construction, I could see here there's about almost 24,000 results. You're going to want to be specific, and this could take some time to load. There's just so much information out there. So there are more columns to the right with more information that we can't show here. You can see some of the basic information, though, like the department that made the purchase, the business it went to, and how much money was spent. You can download this information and analyze it to help you determine which departments buy your products and services, which businesses currently get contracts with the state for goods and services that you can provide, and more. So now we're going to take a moment and look at another valuable resource for small businesses, and that is the advocates. So any agency or department procuring at least $100,000 annually must have a small business and disabled veteran business enterprise DVBE advocate. These are state employees. They work in purchasing and procurement. They may work as managers or analysts. And again, any department that spends at least $100,000 a year has to have them, and that's virtually all departments. Advocates are a first point of contact and they're who you're going to talk to about your products and services, your capabilities, your experience. Essentially, these are the people you market your company to. They can help answer questions, and they can also sort of advocate for your business with those doing the procurement within their agencies. The SB DVBE advocate is here to help small businesses and DVBEs pursue contract opportunities with the department that they work for. They work closely with the buyers in the department to include SBs and DVBEs in state procurement. In the last year, departments have become required to seek out new small businesses for contract opportunities, and this is a key part of what advocates do. So they have an incentive to work with you, to seek you out, and to make sure that small businesses and DVBEs are getting some of those opportunities. So when contacting an advocate, the information you're going to want to have is your contact information, your name, company name, etc., your certification ID number, essentially what you do, and you're going to want to provide a capability statement. So it's best to contact advocates by email and reach out every 3 to 4 months with any company updates. Remember, you'll want to hone your pitch to keep it succinct and always include that supplier ID. So the capability statement allows a potential buyer to get a sense of your company, what you can do, your clients, and why they want to do business with your company. Simply tell them what they need to know, then tell them why they need to know it. We encourage you to keep your capability statement to 1 page, list contact information, supplier ID, and certifications, list those UNSPSC codes, describe clearly and succinctly what it is you provide or sell, and also include project and client experience, prior work that you've done. They love to see this. So what you're going to want is, do you have any current or upcoming contract opportunities? Can you include me in relevant solicitations going forward? And what are some of the commonly purchased goods or services with your agency? So to find these advocates, go to eProcure, click Find Training and Resources, and go to Find Advocates. You would click the link for advocates here, download the directory, and the database looks like this. The advocate directory provides department, advocate's name, contact information, email, phone number, and the department website. Some of the departments here are highlighted in yellow, and this indicates those that have a small business first policy. Now, this is a formal policy that stipulates staff approach every solicitation through the lens of small business and work to incorporate small business from the beginning. For those companies in construction, you'll see marked with an X in column C. So now I'll get into reciprocity partners. So a reciprocity partner is a city, county agency, or a special district that honors the state of California's small business and or disabled veteran business enterprise certification. Reciprocity partners throughout the state will consider you certified even though you don't have their specific certification because they recognize state certification. All right, now I'll get into the SB DVBE Emergency Registry. So this is separate from eProcure, and it's a list of state certified businesses. It's used by State Department buyers, and it is for those businesses that are ready and able to do emergency contract work. It has a list of predetermined categories of goods and services. So which businesses should sign up for this? It's those small businesses and DVBEs who are currently ready and able to support the state of California in an emergency. Emergency contracting requires fast, around-the-clock turnaround times, so a business should not register unless they're fully capable of immediately providing the goods and/or services they list. So here are those emergency registry categories. Businesses have to select one of these when signing up. This is the basic information you would need to register with the emergency registry. So go to Cal eProcure, sell to the state. This is where you'll find the emergency registry information. The link takes you to a DGS page all about the registry. All right, now I'll talk about commercially useful function. Now, commercially useful function applies to all small business and DVBEs bidding and participating in a contract. So this is regardless of procurement method or payment method used. And you must execute a distinct element of the work, perform, manage, or supervise the work, perform work that is normal for the firm's business services and functions, negotiate price, determine quality and quantity, ordering, installing, and making payments, and not subcontracting a portion of the work greater than expected by industry practices. So that said, you would not be performing a commercially useful function if you're being used as a pass-through to obtain the appearance of SB/DVBE participation, if you're not being used to perform work as stipulated in a bid, if you're no longer used to provide goods or services listed in the initial bid response. All right, now starting to wrap things up, I just want you to know about these small business resources. There are small business development centers for new businesses that provide consulting, planning, marketing, and access to capital. There are Apex accelerators, which can help you with government contracting. And there's SCORE for newer businesses, which offers business mentorship. All right, so here's a review of everything we've covered today. I'd like for everybody to stay linked with us through LinkedIn. And this next slide, give you all a moment to use this if you would like. You can schedule a consultation 30 minutes with us through Teams where we can discuss, whatever you'd like about your Cal eProcure profile, finding contract opportunities, and just an introduction to state contracting. So schedule with us through that QR code there. You can also, of course, reach out to me anytime. Here again is my contact information. And I'll take any questions, Tracey.
Oh, we got some now.
All right.
You ready?
Let's
rock and roll.
Yeah.
Question number one, do we apply to work with the state using the online system only, or is there an email option, or are there multiple ways to become registered with the state for business?
I would certainly recommend the online option. I think it rarely happens. You could do this by paper and contact our office. Again, here I'd like to stress with my contact information, we could help walk you through the process no matter how you go about it, if you just reach out to me or if you schedule that consultation.
Okay, people, let's take them up on that offer.
Yeah.
Let's take them up on that offer.
Yeah.
How many departments are there in state government, and how many of them actually use Cal eProcure to post opportunities?
Every department that procures through Cal eProcure, and there are 200 of those departments. They all do different things, many different sizes. There are some that do a lot of purchasing, like your Caltrans, CDCR, Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. There are some that do less. There are some that do very specific things that others would not. But yeah, 200.
200 possible clients.
That's right.
I have another question from those that are watching, and I'd like to say hello, Lisa Garcia. Hello, Angel. I see you. Hi, Jeffrey Rosales. Question: how much can what can a small business or DVBE actually expect help-wise when they contact an advocate? What should they expect? How much help is really there?
Yeah. Here, I think is a good time to underline that there is a mandate for state agencies to spend a certain amount of those contract dollars with small business and DVBE businesses. So an agency has that incentive to work with you. It's a good idea. It might not be a best approach to just blanket contact all of these advocates. You want to be specific. You want to show them that you've done your homework. If you're referring to specific solicitations or past solicitations, they would appreciate that. They know immediately what you're talking about. And consider them sort of a go-between between you and the many purchasers that are in their agency. This is why including on your capability statement what you do, what UNSPSC codes you work with, and any past experience. If you could present that to them succinctly, that's a great way for them to just pass that information along and advocate for your business. So the best approach is to just be prepared, do your homework, find out which agencies you would like to work with, which ones purchase what you provide, and then go to the advocates with that information.
I think we can do that. I think we can do it real well. It doesn't look like we have any other questions in the chat right now. So I'm going to take this opportunity just to make an announcement before you leave, John.
Yeah.
This year, we are excited to announce the return of the DGS Cal eProcure Clinic at our 14th annual Veteran and Small Business Trade Show. The personalized hands-on workshop is a one-of-a-kind opportunity for all of us on this webinar. We can receive expert guidance directly from an outreach business liaison instructor. You'll get the chance to have your certification profile reviewed, learn how to optimize it. So the person that asked the question about which codes are used more frequently, that's an attempt to optimize. So you want to make sure that you have the 14th annual trade show on your calendar, and that you want to be sure while you're there that you participate in the Cal eProcure Clinic. Whether you're just starting your certification journey or looking to sharpen your profile, the DGS Clinic is designed to set you up for success. Bring your laptop and your login details ready to participate. Registration for the trade show is open now. Now, like really now. At swvbrc.org/annual-business-summit. It's free to attendees, and early bird pricing is available now for exhibitors. Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from and if you've been to the trade show before. Well, I gave them a few more minutes to see if they can get a few more questions in the chat, and we don't have any more, John. So,
All right.
So I guess this is where I say thank you very much for making yourself available, and where I say to the attendees, don't leave, because I am about to have a conversation with Jane Babcock, and we're going to talk about veteran benefits for dependents. So hold on, stay with me, and thank you again, John. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully see you at the annual event.
I hope so. Thank you so much, Tracey.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hi,
All right.
Tracey.
Hey, Jane, how are you?
I'm doing good, even though it is snowing. We're going to get a few more inches here.
Oh, snowing. Okay. All right.
We got about 5 the other day, so
5 degrees?
no, 5 inches.
Oh, you know what? Either one of those 5 is kind of rough. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you agreed to chat with us, or chat with me a little bit. We had a conversation, and you were sharing some extremely helpful information about dependent benefits. So for everyone that's still with us, I want to introduce you to Jane Babcock. Jane Babcock is a veterans benefits educator, and she knows her stuff. While it's important for us to empower veteran-owned businesses to pursue contracting, opportunity that's important to our economy, it is also important for us to empower veterans and the dependents of veterans to secure their benefits, because that's powerful for our economy too. So Jane,
definitely.
if you would go ahead and share with the people
Sure.
what's on your mind in this area today. Talk to us.
Well, it's real important for veterans and employers of veterans to understand what VA has available to them, because sometimes, we're veterans, we have a tendency to suck it up and drive on. And sometimes we need somebody to kind of elbow us and say, no, 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 now it's time for you to go check this out or to get your help from the VA. So first and foremost, when we're talking veterans, we're talking about the whole family. So there's more to VA than just the veterans' health care. There's
Okay,
more to
people.
VA than just compensation.
Okay, people. She said family. Okay, so let's hold
Yeah.
on to that. Keep going.
So the first thing I'm going to tell any veteran is you need to find your nearest accredited VSO, because they're not only going to know your federal, they're going to know your state benefits. In my state, a veteran rated 30%, their spouse and children get free tuition at our state schools. Could you imagine educating 2 or 3 kids and your spouse at no tuition?
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's a
it's great.
beautiful thing.
As a veteran that's 100% service connected, because I did a lot of damage to the right side of my body, I'm rated 100%. I get my property taxes back for the first acre of land in the primary home.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's a nice savings every single year. I pay it to my local municipality so they can pay the property taxes, but I get it back, and my husband will get to keep that benefit because he's going to be eligible for dependent compensation based on the fact that my rating is more than 8 years old and we've been married the entire time. In fact, he was with me most of my military career.
Ooh.
So even if I get hit by the city bus next week, because my compensation rating has been over 8 years and we were married the entire 8 years, he's going to get DIC and keep the property taxes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right,
Yep.
family. This is some good stuff for us here. So we started our session today talking about business opportunities. Now we're talking about benefits, dependent benefits, family benefits, veteran benefits. You may think that these two things aren't necessarily connected, but all of these things are connected. All of these things impact your personal economy, your community economy, and our state economy, right? The example about property taxes, Jane, man, getting that money back and then being able to spend it someplace else, right? Which may actually keep someone we know employed. I want to take a minute if you have any questions for Jane about dependents benefits. Now's your time. We're going to have her for like another 8 to 10 minutes. Jane, go ahead.
Sure. Okay. So I mentioned DIC, dependent indemnity compensation. That's anytime a veteran's service-connected injuries or chemical exposures cause or contribute to their death. It doesn't have to be direct cause, but contributing factor. The surviving dependents, especially the widow, she's entitled to over $1,600 a month. Plus, she's entitled to CHAMP VA insurance. Even if she's on Medicare, which she has to maintain, she has that CHAMP VA as a supplement. Say a veteran is rated 30, 40, 50%, and their spouse becomes ill and needs help with their daily tasks of living, like dressing and bathing and medication monitoring and things like that. Aid and attendance is an add-on benefit for a veteran. Pardon?
Say that again.
Aid and attendance. Everybody thinks of it as the veteran needs help with his daily tasks of living. But if a veteran is rated 30% or greater, there's actually an aid and attendance for the spouse. So For a veteran rated 30%, that's another $100, a little over $100 a month. For a veteran that's rated 100% or individually unemployable, that's another $200 and some dollars. It's kind of prorated as your rating goes up.
Right.
But most people think, well, it's only for the veteran. No, it's for the veteran and the spouse. If the spouse becomes DIC eligible, she can get aid and attendance if she's needing help with daily, or she or he, in case of my husband, needs help with their daily tasks of living, whether it's from a severe car accident and a TBI, or they're going through severe, Parkinson's or some other illness, ALS, something like that, which unfortunately, ALS is twice as likely to strike a veteran. But the surviving family also has a pension program. A lot of widows or widowers, whether it's the veteran or the spouse, a veteran passes or a spouse passes, that funeral bill can be huge. It can be $10,000, $15,000 easily. Well, that expense can be taken off the income, the new income, because after all, they've lost income from the spouse and or veteran, and receive maybe $35 a month, maybe $1,000 a month, based on their income minus their medical expenses. So say there's a widow that's 52 years old. She has one child, grown and gone. But now all of a sudden her veteran passes, and maybe it had nothing to do with service, or maybe he wasn't rated or rated very highly. Well, all of a sudden she's trying to make it on one Social Security check. And granted, they may have paid for that funeral 10 years before, but it goes into effect the day that veteran passes. So now we can look forward 1 year and say, oh my goodness, her income's going to be $14,000 a month for the next year. Well, and we could subtract off that $10,000 funeral bill. She's living on way less than $1,000 a month. So the VA is going to provide enough to get her up to pretty close. It's over 14,000. I think it's almost 15,000 now.
15,000 a year or 15,000 a month?
Per month. 15,000 a month.
Oh, y'all better tell somebody.
Yeah, and with the aid and attendance benefit added on there and stuff, or she's going into assisted living, or paying for in-home care for herself, or things like that. Yeah, that'll put them over $16,000 a month.
Okay, well, there's always so much, yeah, we know that being a caregiver can be difficult, but to hear that the caregiver can have some care also,
Yeah.
how does a veteran or a caregiver, what do they have to do to look further into aid and assistance? Or is that something that they would reach out to you to talk about? And if it is something they reach out to you to talk about, can you go ahead and tell them how to reach you?
Right. Well, I'm on LinkedIn and I posted my stuff in the chat, both my LinkedIn and my email. And what I do is when people connect with me or reach out to me, I turn around and I send them a list of links to various VA benefit information like compensation, wartime pension, all that kind of stuff. One of the other great benefits for veterans / spouses and family is VA dental insurance program. A veteran in the VA healthcare system almost always is eligible for purchase of dental insurance, low-cost dental insurance for their family or themselves. If they're not rated 100% or they're not rated for a facial injury where they're going to get free dental through the VA, then they can purchase 2 different companies, Delta Dental and MetLife. They have 3 different programs each, depending on the level of dental care you're going to need. After all, if you have kids, you're probably going to want the expensive one. But if you're already 75 years old and all you have is dentures, you probably, if you're going to go with any dental, it's going to be the lesser expensive program because you can just leave your teeth to be fixed. So,
or you can carry them in your handbag like my mom.
Yeah, but everybody thinks that dental is only if you're 100% or IU. No. Even for a veteran, I had a veteran, she was taking a certain medication for her seizures.
Mhm.
She was rated 60%. But that medicine caused her gums to go all screwed up and her teeth got loose. So she got VA dental as a side effect of her service injury.
Wow.
And then she could buy the VA DIP, VDIP, VA Dental Insurance Program
Okay.
for her husband and her son.
Excellent.
Because she was
Oh,
getting it free in the VA.
I
But
got
if
a
she wasn't
question.
getting it free in the VA, she could use the VDIP on herself. If you're a retiree, you can do it through the FedVIP insurance.
FedVIP,
But
okay.
if you're not a retiree, you could buy through VA.
Okay, so we have a question in the chat, James.
Sure.
Someone asked us, is there an age limit on the benefits? And I'm thinking, how does that work? Like
Okay.
for the different benefits, does each benefit have like a age limit, or how does that go?
There's very few that do.
Okay,
VA healthcare has no age limit.
check.
VA healthcare, if you are rated 0 for hearing loss, in other words, just a tiny, tiny bit, but not enough to affect your life, but they know they damaged you, you have VA healthcare the rest of your life. If you don't have a rating, then it's based on your income. Again, minus your medical expenses for the family household income, household medical expenses. And if you're a younger veteran, maybe, or like myself, I went back to school at 45, my school expenses could have been deducted from my income. So books and all the things that you might be, because I love the GI Bill, but it doesn't pay quite for everything. So
Okay.
So those expenses out of pocket can come off your income, and maybe you're going to get into the VA with no copay,
Ooh.
or maybe you'll just have the pharmacy, which the max amount you're going to pay for a 30-day prescription is $11.
Oh, nice. Um, well, I'm running out of time, Jane, but
Yep.
okay. To try to, sum it up for everyone that's still with me, there are benefits. We know that veterans have benefits, and we encourage everyone to get their rating, their disability rating, and to revisit it. Yes, it is for all of us in the economy. We want you to revisit it. But Jane was sharing with us our dependents have benefits, right?
Oh,
So
definitely.
the aid and attendance, the pension program that actually helps spouses, the healthcare, the dental.
Yeah, it's all out there. Get a hold of your local accredited VSO.
Say
Make
it
sure they're
again.
accredited, and they
Get,
can help you with all this stuff.
okay, she said, get a hold of our accredited VSO. That's the play. That's the play we need to run.
Yep. And then Al and I talked about me doing another one specifically about compensation. So I'll be back, folks.
Yes,
Or
and
Google
then
me
we'll talk
their
about
language, please.
compensation and we'll talk about changes because there's a lot happening these days. And right now might be a little bit too soon to talk about how it's actually going to play out. But as those things start to change, I'd love to have you back so that we can be ready. Thank you so much, Jane, for being a part of this episode, for chatting with me a little bit. I look forward to seeing you again. To all of the people that tuned in, thanks. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thank you for your questions. Next time, invite a friend, invite a veteran, invite a small business owner, invite a spouse of a veteran. Because here at Ops for Vets, we are trying to make a difference for you, the economy near you, and the economy near us. Woo! See you at the 14th Annual Small Business Summit. Thank you and have a great day.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.